The story of RTX Red Rock is that aliens have recently attacked Earth, and we basically were able to defeat them because we sort of had home field advantage, you could say. But shortly after the war is over, we lose touch with our colony, Red Rock, on Mars. And they decide to send someone up there, and they pick a radical tactics expert named Easy Wheeler, and he's the hero of the game. And they send him because he's sort of a one-man army. You can imagine in the same way we have teams of Navy SEALs right now. 100 years in the future, they train up individuals to go into combat situations. So they send Wheeler to Mars to try and figure out what's going on, why we've lost contact, and we're pretty sure the aliens have attacked our colony there. And so they send Wheeler up to do battle with them. I think the most interesting aspect of RTX Red Rock would have to be being able to control robots. Wheeler has sort of this digital sidekick named Iris, and imagine your Palm Pilot 100 years in the future, and basically you take this thing and you plug it into various computers, and up comes this personality, this artificial intelligence named Iris, and you use her throughout the game to sort of get hints, to get mission objectives, that type of thing. But you can also take her and plug her into robots and then take control of them and use them to solve puzzles, to do battle, that type of thing. And that's a really interesting aspect of the game because you're not just one character through the whole game. You're trying to think, well, here's how Wheeler might solve this problem, but maybe I need to use a robot, or maybe I need to use this industrial crane. So it kind of makes you think in almost more dimensions, you can say. So I think that's going to be probably the most interesting aspect of the game and the most innovative. RTX Red Rock was influenced by a couple things. Mostly, I would say, kind of the adventure heritage at LucasArts. You know, it's our 20th anniversary, and we're sort of making a push to go back to doing a lot more original games. You know, creating new characters like Wheeler, and create new adventures and experiences, sort of like we did with some of our older games. You know, Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle, that type of stuff. Well, I think there are a bunch of reasons that players should be looking forward to Red Rock, and I guess I can speak for myself as a gamer and what I'm really looking forward to. And I'm pretty excited to play an action adventure where I'm not actually a cartoon animal. I think that you know, nowadays there's this pattern that you if it's an adventure, it's something like Star Fox or you know, Jack and Daxter, and you're kind of, and those are great games, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you know, I'm not 12, and I like to sort of have a more realistic experience. And the world that we've created, this the colony on Mars, and we've tried to create this really realistic place that might exist 100 years in the future. So I think that as an adventure gamer, this is going to be a really interesting world to explore, and it's a little more sophisticated in terms of its dialogue, and so I'm excited about that. And it's also not one of these ultraviolet games, you know, where you run around hitting people with baseball bats and things like that. And so I think that I really think I'm excited because I think that there's a place out there for a game like this that is more realistic, but is still an adventure and has some really crazy things going on, but it's just a lot of fun, and action adventure fans will really like this game.